Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ukah HaKodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Okay, we're witnessing a time now where we're about to see all these plagues that the Bible talks about come upon Babylon the Great. Okay, because we already got the value of the dollar decreasing in value. Okay, we see the effects of America putting tariffs on these other nations. We see the effects of that because these nations are turning their hands away from America. You see, nobody wants to deal with America anymore, and that's the spirit of the Lord that's doing that, because ultimately the Lord has a set prophecy written, which is that America will be destroyed. Okay, and these plagues that are written in the scriptures are going to befall upon America. Okay, the famine, the sword, the pestilence, all these things were prophesied. All right, so we're living in a time now where people are living in a delusion. Esau has pampered the people, has pampered the minds of the people to actually believe that Babylon the Great is going to continue to run forever, man. See, Babylon is like that whore, you see, because some of these women, when they actually reach a certain age, when they pass the youth, they want to know what it feels like to be a young woman again. Okay, so what happens? They start wearing skimpy clothes. They start going out to bars, trying to get young men. Okay, trying to get a young man that will make them feel young again. Well, that's the same thing with America. You see, America is on its last legs. In America, Esau is pumping up all these delicacies and all these things that are basically polluting the minds of the people. Okay, like these basketball games, these football games, all this entertainment. All right, to keep America running, man, because these people, they don't understand that they're slaves to the system, but it's because they're being pampered. They have Cox TV. Okay, they're able to go out to eat. All right, they're able to go out and get a drink. You see, they're able to get paid for all their work, so they think that they're free. That's why, brothers always got to examine themselves, and ultimately you got to cut yourself out from the system. You see, you got to separate yourself from the system, man, because you can't be prophesying the downfall of America, but then you yourself are still attached to certain parts of the system. Okay, because ultimately when Esau implements that RFID chip, you're gonna need to get that chip in your hand or in your forehead or anywhere in your body, okay, to be able to be a part of this system, to be able to continue to thrive in this society, man. You see, I'm gonna start at Revelations 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues." All right, so that's a direct commandment. That's a direct order from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, because the Lord doesn't want us to be just laid back in this type of society, man. The Lord wants us on our feet. You see, this society, all it does is pamper you. It pampers you to be in that do as thou will spirit, and that's how these people are running, man. They're in that do as thou will spirit, that Aleister Crowley spirit. But we're supposed to be separate, man. Okay, that's why it's always best to be alone. Most of the time in this truth, you're going to be by yourself. All right, and when you're by yourself, you got to take that time to meditate, to read scriptures, all right, to fast, to pray. That's how you build yourself up in the spirit. It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities." It says, "Reward her even as she's rewarded you, and doubled unto her, double according to her works." and the cup which he has filled to her double. Right? Scripture said that her sins has reached unto heaven, man. Babylon the Great was built upon blood. Now we're in a time now where Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's being exposed, all right, for all the lies and all the bloodshed that he has committed. He basically threw a blanket over that, okay, because he started calling himself so-called white, all right. He called Babylon America. You see, that's why the scripture says it's mystery Babylon. It's Rome all over again, man. The same things that they were pushing in ancient Rome, the same philosophies, the same, like the different things, the different laws that they push. It's the same thing coming back, like these sports and these actors and these entertainers. Well, they had that back in Rome. Okay, when they had those Colosseums, they had jakes that were gladiators that were actually fighting. And Esau basically just sat back and witnessed that. Well, what do we have now? We have jakes that get paid to play in these sports, to play in these leagues, to fight in these rings. Okay, so it's the same thing coming back, man. It says, how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she has said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Right? Because these Edomites, they think that their houses are going to continue forever. Okay? They really think that, man. Because people don't understand that Babylon has a set date and time and place to be destroyed. Okay? They really don't understand that. See, they think that because they have been lied to from Esau that this place is going to continue. This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their names. You see? So that's the minds of these people. That's why when these plagues start coming upon Babylon, it's going to take them by surprise. Because they're not expecting this. The people are just going to their everyday jobs. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you go to the bar, you get a drink. All right, you inducing your folly, you watch the game. People are just in this wheel trap. They can't seem to get out. Okay? And even 2/3 of our own people, they're still in that same fallen state. They're still in that jail cell, really in their mind, because they haven't been freed yet. They haven't been freed. See, scripture says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. So ultimately, we have been freed. We're no longer caught up in Babylon the Great. Okay? This is not the end goal. We see a kingdom that's bigger than Babylon the Great. Okay? And we're expecting Babylon to go down. This is what we prophesy about. All right? Revelation 18 and verse 7 again. It says, how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she has said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. So the end goal for Babylon the Great is she's going to be burned with fire, which is those thermonuclear missiles. You see? So now let's go to the book. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Now I'm going to jump right into it. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come, that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, which were approaching those days. You see, once again, you got to unplug from this matrix. Okay? You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be prophesying the downfall of America, but then you're still, inducing in the same folly as these people. Okay, living out the pleasures that these people were living in. Verse 19. And it says, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Right. All right, because ultimately, we're in a time where the Lord is turning back the curses that were placed on us, upon these heathens. And the main enemy, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these curses are going to come upon them. That's why we see more and more Edomites going homeless. They can't pay their bills. Okay, they can't pay their taxes. You see, they're losing in their own kingdom. But that's how we know that the Babylon the Great, this infrastructure is about to go down. Because this is the Lord doing this, man. And by us preaching this word, it's having a big impact, okay, on the minds of Esau, starting with these elites. Because these elites, they understand who we are. And they understand that by the prophets preaching this word, that means that their power structure is going to fall. That's why they are basically hastening the day, all right? They're basically forwarding the day so that they can install this microchip, this new world order, all right? The mark of the beast. I'm going to jump down to verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid." Okay? So, right now, people, they live in their pleasures, man. People love to eat. We got this crazy thing with Chick-fil-A and Popeyes with this chicken sandwich thing, man. Our people are killing one another for a damn chicken sandwich, man. But the Lord is about to end all this shit. The party's over, okay? The party's over, man, because Babylon the Great is like a big-ass party. You know? It says, "And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." You see? So we're that generation that's gonna witness the fall of our enemies. We're gonna witness the fall of our captors, okay? Of Esau and Edom. The Lord has a special judgment for this place, man. All right? Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. All right. This is Jeremiah. And I believe it's in the 25th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, come on. This is Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 33. And it says, "And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even to the other." Okay? So ultimately, hey, that trumpet that's being blown is the Lord that's doing this. All right? The Lord's the one who's going to bring the famine, the plagues, and the destruction. That's why the scriptures say we can't fear man. We only got to fear the Lord. We got to, our personal thing, our relationship with the Lord has to be right. We have to be on the right side of the Lord. So when all these calamities come, the Lord can have mercy on us. He can pardon us from these calamities. Because, 99% of these people out here, they're going to taste the sting of death. The Lord's not going to pardon them. All right? These people are gone out here, man. But we have a chance to make it. You see? This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and let me start at verse 7. Now, actually, let me start at 9, Slakia. It says, "Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me." And one of the greatest benefits is this truth. When you receive this truth and then you reject it, you're rejecting life. Okay? And you're accepting death. See? So once you hear this truth, you don't have no more cloak for your sins. So the 2/3 of our people who have came across this truth and they disregarded it, well, they just marked themselves for death. We understand that these other nations, they don't have a chance to make it, like the so-called white man, the so-called African, and so on and so forth. The only people that have a chance to make it, that the Lord is having mercy on, is the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Okay, verse 10. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits, and have not known me, and they that have loathed my laws while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. The same must know it after death by pain. So there's gonna come a certain time, right, in Babylon the Great, when all these things are coming upon our people. They're gonna be trying to seek answers. They're gonna be trying to find the man of the Lord. And see, I did a video earlier today. Amos 9 and 11. Okay, there's gonna be a famine of the word. When this word is not easily, when this word is not gonna be easily accessible, people are gonna be looking for answers, man. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 15. But the thing is, the Lord's gonna put a heavy spirit on the men of the Lord. Scripture said that our tongues are gonna cleave to the roof of our mouths. So the men of the Lord are not gonna be saying anything in that day, because we know how precious the truth that we have. We're gonna know how precious it really is, because a lot of people are gonna be seeking it. Okay, but this is the answer that we're gonna give 2/3 of our people. This is Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Okay, so when these 2/3 come up to us and ask us, hey, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this problem? Okay, why are all these things happening? This is what we're gonna tell them. It says, then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for famine to the famine, and such as for captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. Because the Lord has creatures out here that we have not seen. Special creatures like Leviathan, okay, different beasts out here that the Lord's gonna put a spirit on, okay, spirits of vengeance that appease the Lord's wrath. All these things are gonna take place, and a lot of our people and these other people out here are gonna die in very vicious ways. See, we're doing this because we want to be exempt from the terrors that are coming upon this earth. Just like the Apostle Kabar said, we don't push these videos out there to amuse you, okay, to entertain you. This is not what these videos are for. If that's the mindset that you have, to just be entertained, then you're in this truth for the wrong reason, man. You might as well just go back into the world. This truth is to help the elect really understand the gravity of this truth and the things that are coming upon the earth. That the Lord's going to bring all these different calamities, man. But we want to be protected by the Lord. And the Lord's going to do just that. Okay, he's going to protect his man. Okay? But Babylon the Great, it doesn't have a future. Okay? Babylon the Great is worn out. It's finished. You see? And people might not believe that. People might say Babylon the Great is the what's that? The Catholic center, you know, or they might say Babylon is something else. No, man, Babylon is America the Great. All right, that's the faith that we have. You see. So with that, man, you know, hey, we got to get our minds ready, man. Because when we start to see these things happen, it's gonna be pretty shocking. Okay, no, we say it now, but when reality really hits, it's gonna be a whole different experience. But the scriptures are gonna be the stability of our times. That's why we push the videos. That's why we go out there in the highways and byways. We're building our foundation. So when these things actually start to happen, we won't be bugging out just like everybody else is. Okay? So you brothers out there that are doing the work in the utmost sincerity, keep doing what you're doing, man. The Lord's going to preserve for you. The Lord will provide for you in that day. The Lord will have a hedge of protection around you, while the Lord's going to be destroying these other people out here. Okay? So with that, man, I pray that was edifying. Until the next time I say shalom.